Hi everyone. My office has received several questions, many questions from Friday till now, and I'm not able to respond to all those emails, telephone calls. I thought to do a quick video explaining what the executive order means from the new administration. So I will discuss the executive order, how it affects everyday people, immigrants like you and I, its implications and consequences. So what is this executive order and what is this ban? So it restricts immigrants from 7 countries. Those countries are Somalia, Yemen, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Sudan, and Syria. So if you have a valid immigrant and non-immigrant visa, if you have a valid, first time doing this. If you have a valid immigrant and non-immigrant visa to the U.S. from any of the countries that I described, you absolutely have to enter. So let's be clear, if you absolutely have to enter the country, maybe for business, for medical reasons. If you do not absolutely have to come into the country, please let the dust settle. Let's see what happens. There are a lot of lawsuits being filed. I know that the ACLU filed one on Friday, and I believe another one was filed on Saturday. If you absolutely have to come into the country and you're from these 7 countries for business or for medical reasons, just be prepared to respond to many questions. Be prepared to be at the airport for an extended period of time. The ACLU has a hotline. I know it differs from state to state. So before you board the plane, you might want to do a Google search to see what the number is. As soon as you get to the airport and you're being detained, and they tell you that they're going to take you in for secondary question, that would be a good time to ask for an attorney. Many attorneys working for the ACLU are already at the airport, so you might just ask the Customs and Border Patrol officers that you want to talk to an attorney. If they don't let you talk to an attorney, ask them to allow you make a call and use the number that you have to call the ACLU or the American Immigration Lawyers Association, AILA. They have a number, I believe a 1-800 number that you can call. It is very important that if they start holding you for an extended period of time, that you reach out, you tell people what your plights are, what the issues are, so that you can get help. So, secondly, if you are a U.S. citizen, lawful permanent resident from these countries, so from Syria, Iraq, Iran, Libya, Sudan, Yemen, Somalia, what should you be doing? Well, if you're a United States citizen, it is unconstitutional for the government to hold you because this is your country. Whether you're naturalized or you're natural born, it's the same rights that apply with regards to travel. So the government should not be holding you at the airport if you are a U.S. citizen from these countries. Now, if you're a lawful permanent resident, I would strongly suggest that you show that you have ties. Make sure your green card is valid. It's not about to expire. If it's about to expire, you should renew it before you travel. If your green card is valid, make sure you have information that shows that you're employed here in the United States. If you have children that are United States citizens, make copies of their birth certificates to show that you have ties to return to the country. If you're being delayed again, they're holding you for secondary questioning, make sure you call the ACLU, call AILA. You can call me as well. The office number is 410-986-0088. If I'm not in court, I just feel like it's better for you to talk to the attorneys that are already at the airport, already at the point of entry, so that they can help you quicker. They can because they're already there and they kind of know the process. So, if you are a lawful permanent resident, you're a United States citizen, and you're not from the 7 designated countries, what should you be doing? Again, as a U.S. citizen, you have an absolute right to travel. Make sure that it's for good reason. You're not just traveling because you want to. I would strongly suggest that if you do not absolutely have to travel, let the dust settle. Let's see what happens. And then we can reevaluate in about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, when we know exactly what the consequences are, how these laws will be implemented, and things of that nature. If you're a lawful permanent resident, you're not from these 7 countries, be prepared. They might hold you, they might ask you more questions than usual, but just be patient, be polite, be professional, and if you have any issues at the airport, call ACLU, call AILA, make sure that you're reaching out to people so that people know that you're unlawfully detained, and attorneys can come out to help you. So these are a couple of questions that I received over the weekend that I feel like I should respond to. Are there any risk of staying over the time? A client is outside of the U.S. and he asked, should I return immediately or should I just wait until the date on my ticket? And I said, well, at the request of the new administration, all green card holders are subject to questioning. So whether you return now or you return when you plan to return, they might still question you. So if you feel that it might be important for you to return quicker, that's fine. But keep in mind that because of the new executive orders, you might be asked questions at the point of entry. So with a green card, would I have issues coming back into the country? This person is not from one of the 7 designated countries, but prepare to answer questions. Make sure that you show ties, that you're working in the U.S., that you have a family if you do, and be prepared. It's not guaranteed that they would ask you questions, but in the event that they do, be prepared. So are there any forms, questions that I should be aware of? So when you're traveling into international travel, you're coming back into the country, there is a declaration form that one is given, travelers are given. They want you to declare the food items that you're bringing in. You're required to fill that form out. If you're bringing in cash over $10,000, you're also required to declare the amount that you're bringing into the country. Any additional forms, you should not sign it. You should not be forced to sign anything that says you should abandon residency. So those are the things that questions that I've been receiving. If you have any questions, if you have any specific questions, any feedback, please give me a call. The office number is 410-986-0088. Again, if you absolutely do not need to travel, please don't go, except it's extremely important. I would suggest that we all kind of just wait and see how this plays out. Thankfully, the ACLU has filed a couple of lawsuits. I understand the government's plight in protecting its citizens, but I think that a lot of this orders are unconstitutional and they will be challenged in federal court, and we'll see how it plays out. All right, everybody, thank you for your time. Have a nice evening.